What's going on, everybody? It's Dr. Gamer here, bringing you guys another NFL video. Technically a Cincinnati Bengals video, but today we're doing our AFC North record season predictions. You know, what the hell I think is going to happen in the AFC North. This is the one that I definitely am going to put on the channel. I don't know if I'm going to do every other division. I'd like to, but this is at least the one I know the most about in all the other teams because, of course, there are divisional rivals. So, in the last video like this we already did the Bengals, so if you don't remember it, I predicted we were going to go 9-7, and, you know, let's see what we think each other team will do. We're going to start with the team I hate the most, the Steelers, because it'll be the easiest one to do. Now, the Steelers. They got the most potent offense in the NFL. That's not even a question. Now, the only question is whether they'll have one of their weapons. Even without him, you know, which is Le'Veon Bell. And even without him, you know, they got a decent backup in, I believe, Connor. And, you know, they still have Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, you know, and, of course, Big Ben. So, that offense is going to be fine. They got a good line, so they have too many question marks on defense, especially their secondary, but I still think they're probably the best-looking team overall in the division still, unfortunately. So, let's predict. The Browns aren't going to win one against the Steelers. I just don't see that happening. Steelers versus the Chiefs. If I don't think the Chiefs are going to beat us, I don't think they're going to beat the Steelers, quite honestly. Steelers and Buccaneers, that one's pretty easy. Steelers and the Ravens. Now, I'm going to have these two split because they seem to always do. So, the Steelers will win their home game in Week 4. Let's see, Week 5 against the Falcons. Now, this one's interesting. This one's actually a little bit easier for me to think about. The Steelers have no secondary. The Falcons are a passing team. So it seems pretty much it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's a matter of who wins, Antonio Brown versus Julio Jones. I think the Falcons have more weapons overall, and we still don't know if Le'Veon Bell is going to be playing then, just like I decided when I put the Bengals over the Steelers. So we're going to go Falcons in this one. So right now we got the Steelers at 5-2, coming off the bye against the Browns. That's not even a question. You know, the Browns are the most overhyped team in the NFL right now. They're going to have a rude awakening probably. I'm not going to say they're going to go 0-16. They already technically have a win against us on their sheet. Steelers and Ravens. So the Ravens will win this one because they're going to split. I think the Ravens defense will at least smother the Steelers at home. And I feel like by then the offense will have some sort of a identity. Whether that means Lamar Jackson is finally playing, that's a whole nother issue. I think he's been overhyped as well. You know, he's definitely got great athleticism, the best scrambling quarterback we've seen since Michael Vick. There's too many questions when it comes to his passing game. You know, he seems to not make, you know, too many reads. It's like, my first read, my first guy's not open. Well, I'm running. You know, he needs to find his confidence in the pocket, and that's a little hard for a rookie who has relied on his legs to do. So I'd like to think, you know, Week 9 comes around. Lamar has definitely played some. You know, the Ravens are going to have some trick, you know, plays with Lamar. So whether Lamar's starting, that's a whole different thing because RG3 has been named the second-string quarterback, but we'll get to that when we do the Ravens part. Steelers and Panthers. I honestly see the Steelers beating the Panthers. Even though I had the Panthers beating us, I don't see the Panthers being a good team this year. They had those couple really good years where they were doing really great. It's just since it's like, what have you done recently? Cam Newton, again, still hasn't found himself. He's another example of just like Lamar is like great athleticism. He's got one hell of an arm as well. But he doesn't make the smartest decisions in the passing game. But I'm going to, I just can't. I can't say the Panthers are going to beat the Steelers, to be honest. As much as I'd like to think, they're going to beat them. Jaguars and Steelers. Now, I think the Jaguars are going to have a hard fall, but I feel like this rivalry, the Steelers are going to go in wanting to win, by far. But I'm going to give it to the Jaguars. Just because I find it hilarious, and I think they do have the right defense to smother the offense, and somehow the Steelers just don't have a defense. So I feel like they'll find a way to score like they've done already. So we're going to go with Jaguars, a rematch from their playoff game and regular season game. Steelers and Broncos. I don't see the Broncos beating that many people this year. Chargers and Steelers, again, I don't see the Chargers. The Chargers had a great, D-line. The offense, their offense has too many questions. Like, there's some guys there, but can they be consistent? And I don't know if they're going to be consistent by then, and the Steelers are home, so I'm going to give it to the home team. Steelers and Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to be one of the worst football teams in the league now, thanks to not having a defense at all. They get rid of their best player. Now they don't even have a defense. So I expect the Steelers to put up 40 to 50 points in this game right here. Patriots and Steelers. Patriots. The Steelers just don't know how to beat the Patriots. A Steelers fan would say they would have won last year if the NFL knew what a catch was. And yes, you're probably right, but you should have been expecting it wouldn't have gone your way, and you should have been ready to call plays, and your team obviously wasn't ready to call any plays, and that's why you lost, because the Patriots are a better coached team. Steelers, Saints. Saints are a better team by far. They got a complete defense and a really good offense, and the Saints are one of my picks to probably go to the Super Bowl. They are my NFC pick, them and the Rams. And then Week 18, well, there is no Week 18. I don't know why you're doing that, but thanks. So we got the Steelers going 10-6. I think it's pretty realistic. They usually win somewhere in the range of 10 to 12 games every year. So 10-6 seems about right. They have a pretty poor record against winning teams, though a lot of these, this will change. The winning versus losing will change based on actually filling everything out. So Steelers 10-6. They got a great offense. So many questions on that defense. That offense is going to lead them to the playoffs again, more than likely. Oh, actually guaranteed, since they're going to win the division. The Ravens. This is the team that is literally a question mark of a team. Like, that offense is god-awful. And I have no qualm saying that. They don't have receivers. They don't even know who's their quarterback is. You got elite and parentheses, quotation marks. I said parentheses, quotation marks, Joe Flacco. You got RG3, who looked really good in the preseason. And then you got Lamar Jackson, like I said, the guy who is the second coming of Michael Vick, but might be even better than Michael Vick, but can't throw the ball, at least accurately, consistently. So Ravens and Bills, that's not even a question. The Bills are going to be the worst team in the AFC. Broncos and the Ravens. That's the Broncos, in my opinion, have a better offense, so I'm going to give it to the Broncos. That Ravens D is definitely great, but the Broncos, I'd say I'd edge them a little on the offensive end of the spectrum. Still got Emmanuel Sanders, and I just see them pulling out, even though the Ravens definitely have a great D, but also the Broncos have a also great D and a great pass rush. Again, this year they look to make another contention for one of the best pass rushes in the NFL. We already did this game. The Steelers are pulling out against the Ravens in the fourth week. Ravens and the Browns. Now, I feel like the Browns are going to split with the Ravens. Again, this Ravens team's not as good as it used to be, and the Browns are going to win some games against some division rivals, mainly us and the Browns. I just don't see them winning against the Steelers. As much as I'd like to make them split with the Steelers, I see the Steelers just running over the Browns, just like they might run us over, because they tend to do that. So the Browns, they'll win at home, because I'm always going to do the home and away. I'll give the Browns their home win, and the Ravens will get the away their home win. So anyway, Ravens, Titans. This Titans team, like, they made the playoffs last year, but honestly, I didn't think they were that good, and it was pretty obvious based on their performance in the playoffs. So let's give the win to Ravens. Saints, Ravens. Saints aren't losing. That's not happening. Again, coming off a bye. Ravens, Panthers. Now this is an interesting game. Let's say Lamar Jackson's playing by then. These are pretty similar teams at that point. But I think the Panthers have a little bit more overall talent, and I hate Harbaugh. So far we got the Ravens at 5-6 overall. Ravens will beat the Raiders. That's not even a question. Falcons and the Ravens. Falcons got a great offense, a decent defense. They're by far a more complete team. They're definitely making a playoff run. It's just a matter of fact if they can compete with the other high-powered NFC teams. So I'm giving it to the Falcons. Ravens and the Chiefs. This one's a little bit harder. Since the Chiefs are at home, I'm going to give it to the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are a bit of a more complete team. They know what their identity is going to be on the offensive end, and they still have a decent defense. Not a great defense anymore, but I say a pretty decent one. Buccaneers and the Ravens. I don't see the Bucs beating too many people, so we're going to the Ravens. Chargers, Ravens. Again, Chargers are a more complete team. They're definitely going to probably make the playoffs. Probably going to get bounced out in their first game, but so I'm going to go with Chargers over Ravens. I see the Ravens going 7-9. So far, every team in the AFC North has won a decent amount of games. You know, we're not going to see too many under 7 wins, but we'll see how the Browns is doing, in my opinion. I got to click on their name. Oh, God. The Browns have just 2 horrible weeks in a row. And then we got the Browns versus the Jets. I think the Browns are definitely a better overall team than the Jets. So the Browns are going to get their first win of the season in Week 3 on that Thursday night game. The Jets have Sam Darnold's going to be the starting quarterback, and I think Sam Darnold is definitely looking the best out of all the rookies. We're going to have the 2 best rookies so far we've seen in the preseason in this game. So I'm actually going to probably watch this game on that Thursday night game, and we'll probably do a video on it. But I think that Jets team overall just does not look that good, and all the pickups the Browns have made. You know, I feel like the Browns are going to go into this game and be like, oh, damn, we just lost our first 2 games. We really need a win here. So, Browns and the Raiders. Now, this is a funny game. Originally, I would have given it to the Raiders, but now the Raiders don't even have a defense. Again, I think the Raiders, with the Bills, are going to try to compete to see who can be the worst team in the AFC. So, I see the Raiders losing to the Browns, and that's kind of embarrassing, to be honest. Chargers, Browns, that's not happening. Sorry, Brownies. Browns and Buccaneers. Maybe it's because, maybe I just hate the Buccaneers. I just don't see them doing well against the AFC North. That team has just been mired in just failure lately. They have a quarterback who underperforms and can't stay on the field. You know, he's suspended the first 3 games. I think I said in my last video he's suspended for the first 4 or something. So when you got Jameis Winston as your starter and you got Ryan Fitzpatrick as your backup and you got some decent receivers, it's just, as an overall, your team is just uninspiring. It's literally that middle-of-the-road team, but every time you want to put them up against a team you're like, oh, they're going to lose. So, going to give it to the Browns. Browns win this one. Browns and Chiefs, I feel like the Chiefs will pull out against the Browns. Better offense, better defense. Browns and Falcons, that's not even a question. Going into the bye week. So far we have them at 5-8. So they've won 5 games. They're already doing way better than they did last year. Browns and Texans, oh my gosh. Deshaun Watson's going to make you guys look like a fool. That's going to be embarrassing. I actually, this one's going to be pretty interesting to watch. Deshaun Watson's going to be healthy by then. That offense is going to be extremely potent. The defense has always been pretty good in Texas. So, in Houston, I shouldn't just say Texas. There's only one Texas team. So, I see the Texans win at home. Panthers, Browns. I'm going to get the Browns this one. This is going to be really weird, but I feel like the Browns need to beat a decent team. And by the end of the year, by this point, let's see. they'll be 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, 4-6, 4-7, 4-8. So we're gonna be like, well, we're probably not gonna make the playoffs at this point, but we need to pull out a win here. So I see them beat the Panthers, and against the Broncos, Von Miller is going to eat Baker Mayfield alive. So I see him losing to the Broncos. So I see him finishing 6-10. That's a way better record than last year, and there's a lot of room for improvement for this team. I think they could be even worse, but I'm giving them a lot of games that, they could easily lose. But I think 6-10 is a fairly decent record for a team who's only won one game in the last 2 seasons. So this is my AFC North predictions. I see Steelers at the top, 10-6, Bengals 9-7, Ravens 7-9, Browns 6-10. I'm not going to go game by game like I did in the Bengals to give them the high end and the low end. So Steelers low end. I think their low end is 8-8. Which 2 games could I see them losing that would switch that over to an 8-8 record? Let's see. If I had to pick 2, it would be... So why are they showing up for the 10? We playing Texans this year? I don't know. Weird. I just rambled on for a second. Let's see. You know what? I really want to put them at 8-8, but I don't see 2 teams that could beat them. Here it is. The Chargers game right here. This Chargers game. And I guess it's going to have to be a divisional game based on the... Because I don't see the Chiefs pulling out against the Steelers. So it's going to be this Chargers game, and it's either going to be this Bengals game at the end of the year or the Ravens game right here. That's the only 2 games I could see them losing to getting down the low end of 8-8. This is like their year just fell apart. I don't see them losing more than 8 games just because their offense is just too stacked. But anyway, back to that. Ravens low end. Now this is shit just hits the fan and the wheels fall off. I say their low end is probably 4 or 5 games. I could see them. Let's see. Losing this Titans game right here, and possibly losing against us. So there's that 5. So I'm gonna say their low end is 5-11. It's pretty bad, and I honestly think, let's see, this would be 1-1, 2-1-2, 1-3, 1-4, 1-5, 1-6, 1-7, 2-7. Honestly, I'd say by week 10, if this is what happens, even before that, I think Lamar Jackson has a good chance of playing this year, to be honest. Just based on their first half of the schedule and what could happen, I think Lamar Jackson has a really good chance of playing. And the Browns, what is their high end? I think their high end is 7-9. Oh, I didn't give the high end, didn't I? Steelers high end. If I had to give them a high end, it'd be 12-4. I guess. You know what? No. Let's say this offense is super potent. Their high end is 14-2. They're not beating the Saints, but the Patriots have a lot of question marks with this year. I think the Patriots are a better coached team, but they proved they could have beaten them last year, and they could have easily beaten the Jaguars. So let's go. The Steelers' high end is 14-2. Ravens, their high end is going to be probably 9-7. If I had to give it a number, let's say they sweep the Bengals. No, I just don't see them happening. Their high end is they beat the Broncos. Where's the other? They split that. Okay. They win that. Trying to see games I could believe they could win. That one. And I guess they pull out against the Ravens. This is my high-end prediction. Like, they reached their max potential for the season. They're a 9-7 team. So, I don't know if I gave them a low end, but yeah, I did. I think it's like 5-11. But that was basically my predictions. It's all completely screwed up because I was going high-end, low-end, replacing things, which I said I wasn't going to do, but I ended up doing. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was kind of a bit of rambling, but see if I can fix this. Ravens. I think I said the Panthers were going to win. Titans were going to win. Let's see. Close enough. Close enough. I know it's not what it was, but it's close enough. Anyway, you guys saw. You saw what it was. Just remind me what it was, or I'll look back over, again and remind myself some other time. But anyway, I'm Dog the Gamer. I hope you guys enjoyed. What do you think about the AFC North? What do you think about the state of the AFC North? Whether you're a Bengals fan, Ravens fan, Browns fan, or Steelers fan. My hatred for the Steelers is really showing up. Tell me what you think your team's going to do. What do you think the other teams are going to do? Give some reasoning behind it. And if you just want to be a normal internet person, just say whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. I ain't going to stop you. I'll have discussions with anyone. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Again, comment. And subscribe if you like my content, you want to see more of it. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I make a video, because YouTube may never tell you when I make a video, because YouTube thinks the subscribe button doesn't mean shite. Anyway, Dog the Gamer, hope you guys enjoyed. God bless, and hoo day.